All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. I am I am very very happy that we are back after long services yesterday. Zola, Zola, are you okay? Where is Zola?
I am here.
Okay, nice. Lizzie, where is Lizzie? Where is Malia? Malia, I know that you're at work, and I hope
Yes, Bishop, I'm going home for a short break.
okay. Has the fever has left the baby?
Um, yes, it has. I
Good.
need to check if she's taken her medication.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your prayers. They're
Okay.
very good always. Thank you.
Okay, the temperature has gone down.
Yes.
Oh, good. Because that was high. That was high yesterday.
Very high.
Yeah, that was very high for a little girl like that. I didn't like that. I don't like them to start to be sick, like especially during winter like that. No way. No way. Um, Sometime during this week, I'm going to be dealing with something that has to do with suicide. Mary, Victoria, um, please look through our videos, look through our catalog of videos, and see whether I've already dealt with any prayer or any broadcast concerning suicide. I think we might have done something pertaining to that so that we'll be able to send them to some people around the world, or we will be able to rebroadcast it, rebrand it, so that people can make good use of them. If you start to hear, if you start to hear something tells you, a voice begin to tell you that it's over for you. For example, that you are 40 and you are done. You can now settle with anybody, especially if you are a woman. More often, I find it with ladies. When once you've had a child, one kid or two, you start hearing that voice. You are done. Nobody will ever want you. You are no good for anybody. Pursue certain things. Or the voice will tell you to settle for somebody that you should not settle with. And I don't like that at all. I don't care whether you have 20 children. You can be in a marriage, but you are not married. You can be in a marriage, but you are miserable. You can be in a marriage, but you don't know no sweetness, no happiness, and you are just stay there to save yourself from embarrassment and tongue lashing from people. Do not listen to voices that tells you that because you've reached 25, you've reached 30, you've reached 40, you've reached 50, you've reached 60, you've reached 70, 80, 90, that is over for you. Society has made it so there is a social forces. There are social forces within cultures and society, especially the modern one, that tells you and once you reach 40, your life is done. You should get out of the way. Let the young people come and take over. You have no use anymore. And do not allow anybody to disrespect you because of your years. That's why I say to you, keep your years to yourself. Never tell somebody your years. Even when you are celebrating your birthday, don't tell people how old you are. Just tell them the day you were born. That's it. Because we've reached the age whereby you release an album, everybody dance to it. After a few weeks, 6 months, nobody hears it anymore. It's dead. Everything goes very, very fast. And I don't care how fast things goes. I want you to go with things the way they are. In fact, predict things and go ahead of things. Stories of the Bible shows us that age doesn't matter when it comes to what you can achieve. Sometimes I am saying this with all the experience in my life. There are certain things that God will never trust you with if you're a young person. You better know this for a fact. If you are in your 20s and 30s and 40s, there are things that God cannot trust you with. That's why you have to stay healthy so that you can cross into your 50s, 60s, 70s, because those are the times that God can trust you with a lot, because you've had all the experience you want, possibly the children, possibly you are still in a happy marriage, or you are out of a wicked marriage. You've made all the financial mistakes, and now you are ready for life. In certain cultures, including mine and the Jewish culture too, you are never accepted as an adult until you reach the age of 40. So what's the rush? Rush for what? One thing that I've spent time to study is the life of celebrities, famous people, sports, musicians, painters, authors. When they have rushed and they have released all that they are to the world, and nobody wants them anymore. Nobody want to hear their music. It's irritating to them. Nobody want to read their books. They've sold it to the second-hand store. Nobody want to talk about them. They start to look for a way to innovate or to be useful to themselves. Oprah is doing this wellness thing. Thank God she is working with Apple and Amazon. Snoop Dogg is doing cooking with Martha Stewart, etc. All that tells you that they still want to be useful. But what they originally brought in the game is over for them. Nobody want to listen to their music or to their talk shows. People are tired of it. It's over. But there's also a way that you could have done that, and then it will be smooth sailing for the rest of your life. Elton John is in his 70s. Last week, he was performing, I think, in Australia or Switzerland. And when he was about to perform the song, Nancy, you know that song, Daniel, my brother, you are older than me. You remember that song? He was about to perform that. He lost his voice. He was very sad that he lost his voice. But he was singing very beautiful at the age of 70. Or 71, I don't know. He's still, but I know he's in his 70s. He's still singing, he's still performing.
He had walking pneumonia.
Yes. Yes, he had walking.
He knew it ahead of time.
Oh, he knew it ahead of time?
Yeah, he shouldn't have gone.
Yeah, he shouldn't have gone. He shouldn't have gone. Yeah. It doesn't mean that he had the pneumonia because he is 70s. No. Cher has been performing. He's still performing. Celine Dion just retired last year from Caesar's Palace. She's been there performing for a long time. I like people who pick one thing and they stay on it throughout their career, so that you do not need to be innovating from being a singer, a musician, to a taxi driver, from taxi driver to a builder, from a builder. No. You have to give what you are doing. You have to take it to the saturation point and it bursts out, and then you continue to do the same thing and then form a business around that one thing. I use Vegas to learn a lot. One casino becomes a shop. They make a shop around it. They bring the Gucci, Christian Dior, and Prada, all the stores. They bring it around it. They bring the food, the McDonald's, the Popeyes, the different this thing. They brought them there. They bring the electronic stores, the fashion designers. They bring the names. But it's a gambling business. But in order to make it better, to make it a real business, you cannot just use one thing and say, this is all there is to it. You are one thing, but you form a business around that one thing. These are things that nobody taught us when we were growing up. The biggest education is this kind of education, I'm telling you. It's not the college certificate. It's money education, social psychology, social politics. Not the politics of Washington, D.C., but the everyday politics of how to work with other human beings and love them. Forget about their gender, their religion, their political affiliation, and all of that. Leave that behind. Look at what they are naturally professionals at or trained to do. And that should be your area of focus with them. They have something that you need. So there is no use to dismiss them. Yeah. The Bible is a book that teaches us that age does not matter. Especially when you follow the kind of Christianity that I offer. Age ceases. When I look at my picture, when I was in Africa, when I came to America, to Wisconsin, when I was a medical chaplain, a healthcare chaplain in a very prestigious hospital, where I did my medical chaplaincy training. Very intense. I look at my picture and I look at my health, and I realize that when I began to ask God to take my years backward and then let the real me flourish, let the real me come out, it began to happen. I said, so God will wait for us to realize what we want. Already on the, don't get this wrong. There is a place where you reach with God that He Himself will begin to remind you what you wish, what you should wish for. Make a wish, what you should need, what you want. He will do that. But majority of the time, out of respect for you, out of honor for you, He wants you to ask for these things. Because there are people who don't care to tell you how miserable you are, how miserable you look, that you are growing older and faster. And you don't need that. I've also seen people, they look very nice and beautiful, men and women, when they are young. When once they reach 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, they begin to sag. Their faces fall. Their faces fall. They grow gray all over. I don't like gray hairs unless it fits you. If gray hair fits you, you can go to the salon and they can fix it real nice for you. And everything gray. And they can fix it real good. I love it. But because it fits you, it brings you out. There's a lady that I know, and she uses rainbow color for her hair. She's 70 something years old. She dyed her hair purple. There is red, there is green, oh my goodness, it brings her out. And that lady started to use perfume because of me. She said that I put her to shame. That she never paid attention to what perfume brings you out until I talked to her about a white lady. She went shopping. She texted me and said, son, I got what you asked me to get because I gave recommendation because you need to have perfume that fits with your body. You can buy a perfume that costs $1,000, but that's not for you. That's why you spray it on your body and walk around. Don't let anybody talk you into buying anything. Try it first. Go for a walk. Put that perfume. Put like about 2 different perfume, one on your right hand, one on your left hand, and go for a walk in the mall or wherever in the store. Just take a walk around for 10-20 minutes. After that, you will see the one that will kick in. You just see it quickly. Your body will absorb one and reject the other one, and you go for the one that your body, and the one that your body might take might be the one that is $50 or $100. And when you put it, people will think that you put something that costs so much money. It's simply that that's the one that your body likes. The Bible tells us that age doesn't mean anything. So when people begin to talk to you about age, you are done, you are finished, now you are going to retire, people will not need you anymore, all those kind of stuff. And then you want to commit suicide. A voice begins to tell you, after this, what next? You've wasted your time working as a medical doctor. What's your reward? Take your life. And then you'll go to sell your boat or to go fishing, and you will fall in and earn it where nobody's looking at you, or jump from somewhere, or take medication, or give yourself a shot and end your life. Those things are not good. You are creating more problems for other human beings by taking your life. You should know this for a fact. When you begin to listen to voices that does not belong to you, you begin to listen to voices that does not belong to you, it is a sin. Your job is to say, no, I love me. That's why I'm trying to tell each of you, cultivate the culture of loving yourself first. If you love yourself very strongly, love what you have done so far, pat yourself on the back and say, I have done good things on this earth. I have come a long way. My parents did not get this close. People from my culture never got this far, but I have. My God, I am great. There's nobody in my lineage that has come this far, but I have. You must love you. Self-love is the beginning of destroying suicide. Suicidal thoughts. Write that down as a powerful key. Self-love is the key to destroying suicide, to doing something bad with your life or neglecting yourself. You put up a little bit of weight, something begin to tell you are ugly, nobody likes you. You look like a queen frog or a king frog. Look at you. Look at how bahumba you are. Even Lizzie will not take you because you're a cow. And you begin to hate yourself. You go to the mirror, you will stay there for a long time because you don't like you. Self-love is the beginning of attaining, of getting everything you need. Self-love. We are not talking of doing it to the extreme and putting yourself in debt. That's not what we are talking about. Find little things and buy that is going to make you happy so much. Extremely happy. Abraham, you think that your life is over. At the age of 70 something, you and your wife, you think it's over. No. That's when I'm beginning with you. You need to ask yourself where you are today, what you've already accomplished. Lord God Almighty, have I actually fulfilled my destiny and my assignment or not? Or I never knew it. Abraham would not have known that he's to start a nation until God came to him at that age, because at that age he will listen. Moses was 80. Aaron was 83 when they were sent to go and do a major national thing. Joseph, after having the dream, did not run. Thank you, oh God, for giving me a dream, 2 dreams. Wow! He started wagging his tail, talking about his dream, and doesn't know that the hatred they had for her mama, they've already pushed it towards him. They said, not in this place. And they dealt with him. It took years before he went to go and work for the king and became the governor general. It took so many years for David to become a king. After being proclaimed a king in secret, after being proclaimed a king by the people of Judah, after being proclaimed a king by Abigail, took years for David to ascend the throne and was generally accepted by everybody. You need to find this for yourself. For those of you who want to rush, rush. Keep rushing. Since you are from Russia, I'm playing with words here. Russians don't rush. I asked a girl at Bellagio Casino. They have a Chanel. There is a Chanel store. So I went in there to find out what is the new. I always want to find out whether I'm buying it or not. I like to find out what are the newest thing they have and what is their limited edition collection of clothes, shoes, handbags for women, for men, umbrellas, luggages, scarves, and perfumes. I normally go through the stores to see what they have. Many at 99% of the time I don't buy. I just want to see. What are they gonna be doing this year? What kind of fashion? What color are they going for? That's what. Those are the things that I'm looking at, like Dior, Christian Dior. They are going for tropical greenery, green and white. I think that's what they are doing this year. Their design, their clothing for women and for men is gonna be tropical design. That's the theme they are going for. Theme is very important. Yearly theme. And that hits me. Wow, they have yearly theme. Christian Dior has yearly theme of the kind of design, the pattern they want to follow throughout the year. And it just hit me. I said, wow, I have so much respect for these people. They understand human emotion. And going, they didn't have no degree in psychology. But they have learned social psychology in the street. Not in college. And then they now make good use of those who have PhDs in college to come and work for them, to bring the science into it. That's what they do. That really, really hits me very, very strongly. Wow. Wow. Because if you want to sell anything, it must be attached to human emotion. Write that down. If you want to sell anything, write that as a powerful key. Anything you want to sell, any service you want to provide, it must be attached to the key emotions of human beings. Mary, make sure, Samantha, make sure, write it like that. Anything you want to, any product you want to sell, any services, I think I put it this way. If you want to sell anything, yeah, that's the way I put it. If you want to sell anything or you want to offer any services, make sure it is attached to the key emotions of human beings. Because no matter what, they will go and find money to buy it. I don't want you ever to begin to sit down to think about things you didn't do. Whatever you did not do, begin to do them now. Let people laugh at you that it is at this age that you want to do those things. Yes. There are certain kind of clothes that I wanted to wear for a long time now. And I couldn't. But I waited until the time comes. And I'm starting to wear them. This morning, UPS came knocking on my door, and I have a friend. I have a friend that is a chemical engineer in Seoul, South Korea. It's a Korean family. It's a Korean family. They will have wanted me to live with them in South Korea. That's always what the engineer tells me. He's a South Korean man. He likes me a lot. He finds me to be what he could not find in his own country. And he was saying, I was watching one of your videos and I realized that you like leather boots, you like leather pant, leather trouser. I say, yes, I do. And then the wife called me up last week and said, what's your waist size? What's your length? And I told her, I said, my waist size is 36. It depends on the cut. There are some cuts that are 34, but it must be American. If just look for 36 to be on the safe side. Because some 36 in Asia is nothing. It will be very, very tight. It will not pass through somebody who lives in America. Our system is different. And even that 36 can be 34 or 32 depending on the country, depending on the cut. So be on the safer side, do it, find out, they convert it to American sizes. And then my length is 30. So they went. This morning they knock on my door and then the UPS delivered. This is the pant that I'm wearing. You can see how nice it is. See? Very, very beautiful. One fits. This one I'm wearing fits. The other one is the same size, the same waist, the same length, but it didn't fit. Because that was the size for people in Asia. But the way he looked at it, he thought it will, but it didn't. So that one will be returned back today. Very comfortable, very nice. These are the kind of thing I always wanted. Beautiful, very comfortable. Not too hot on you. Just nice. I mean, I know that we have piles of snow out here because it was snowing last night. Don't let people tell you that you are not going to enjoy life. There's a lot for you to enjoy. And don't let people tell you that it's because you are now 20, you are now 30, you are now 40, 50, 60, 70. You will never have a house. You will never drive the kind of car you want, fly the kind of jet you want to fly, do the kind of business you want to do. Don't let anybody fool you. And then you go and commit suicide and get out of, because people want to take you out. That's what we are discussing. That's what we've been ministering about. People want to dominate you and put you aside. They want to dominate you by military might, or political might, or religious might, or cultural might, racial might, gender might, philosophical ideas might, educational might. Don't let that happen to you. Sometimes you were born with this ability. And along the way, you were not the type that was told that you can live with these things and still be wealthy and still be highly professional. And people lie to you that because you are that way, you will amount to nothing. And you believe them. Why not go and look at the videos of Stephen Hawking? Why not go and look at him? The best in physics and mathematics. In our time, I mean, he's no more on the earth. He's no longer. He's been recalled. And yet, in that condition, he was doing sciences in his head. Found a way to still be useful. Found a way to still promote himself. Found a way to still search the planets on a wheelchair. Can't use his head, his legs, can't use his hands. And you want to go and take your life. And you allow voices to tell you how broke you are, how bad you look, what an idiot you are. When you hear a voice telling you like that, tell the voice, shut up, you idiot, and be gone. You are trying to have a master's degree at the age of 70 and a PhD at the age of 75. Is that when people get it? What are you going to do with it? There were people in their 70s who were in seminary with me. They've already finished their career as police, chiefs of police, principals of high schools, professors in universities, medical doctors and attorneys. They've already finished their career, and they now came to become priests. When I was doing my baccalaureate, there were people who were already retired from their professions, and they came to study, entering into their real assignment. Elderly couples were coming to take classes and graduated with their baccalaureate. They never had a baccalaureate all their lives. Maybe that's when the door opens. There was a governor that I knew. He was going to law school with his daughter. The daughter was in law school, and the father was in law school. I'm being serious with you. The man finished, became a lawyer. The man and his daughter were made lawyers in one day. Can you believe that? He was in his 70s. He and his daughter were called to the bar the same day. And after he finished, while he was practicing law, he registered for his PhD in political science and graduated with a doctorate degree in political science from a major university. Tell me about it. Those are the kind of people that I like to roll with. And people tell you, you are done. Take your life, kill yourself, and you go ahead and do it. Start reading from verse. I think I should just pause this here, because I don't want you ever to do something silly to your life. Your life is precious. Do not do bad things to yourself. Love you. If you love you, good things will love you. Write that as a powerful key. If you love yourself, good things will begin to love you and come to you naturally. If you love you, people will discover that you love you. And the good people will begin to naturally be attracted to you because you love you first. And they will want to come and feed on the energy of self-love that you have for yourself. But if you don't love you, it will drive people away. It will drive people away from you. Because many of you are driven into gambling. You are driven into being loose with your money. You are driven into different relationships that you have no business entering. You are driven into drugs and alcohol that is not necessary because you don't love you. You go and buy things that will destroy you, that will kill you. Because you don't love you. Begin to love you.